Day 21, keto diet or not. I say or not because I don't know when I've been in keto. You know, you can get these little swab things that I think that check your urine to see if the ketones are there. So I think at some stage I'll do that to monitor each day if I'm actually in ketosis, and then I'll be able to know why if I go outside. But it's not just about the whole ketosis thing, people, because what we've got to realise is that if we're going to lose weight, then we have to be within a calorie deficit. If we're not in a calorie deficit, if we're not burning up more than we consume, then we're going to store that, and so we're going to get fat. We're not going to lose weight. So that's pretty basic logic, isn't it? So when I looked at all these videos about the keto diet, you can eat cheese, and you know, when you see people cooking bacon eggs or anything like that, they literally cut about at least a quarter or a third of the knob of butter. You know, a piece of butter like this, a slab of butter, they cut a third off and they bang it in. Keto, yeah, you can eat all the fat and all that. No, you can't. No, you can't, people, because at the end of the day, there's got calories in that, and albeit it's a lot of fat, but there's calories in it. And if you go over your usable rate, whatever that is, you know, for men it's averagely 2,000, but you know, who fucking knows. I'm pretty active, nothing like as active as I was before. When I was younger, I used to work 12, 16 hours a day and still work out for 2 hours every evening. I was full on. I was burning a massive amount of calories, probably 5,000 calories a day. But these days I'm not. I go to the gym 5-6 times a week for an hour. I walk 15 miles a week. I cycle 40 miles a week. And, you know, I'm pretty active. But I've still got to watch the calories. Now, what I did was, because when you listen to people talking about keto, oh yeah, double cream is keto friendly. There's a limit. There's a limit to everything. Onions, keto friendly. Courgettes, keto friendly. Mushrooms, keto friendly. There's a limit. And when you look at the limits, when you see, you get people saying that we have a carbohydrate allowance of maybe up to 20 grams or up to 50. So, you know, depending on your metabolism, depending on how hard you work, depending on your weight, your size, and all these things. So I would think that I would have an allowance, at least 40. I would think I would have at least 40 grams of carbs, because I'm pretty active. But we don't know. And the only way to know is if you take 50 grams of carbs, and then if you test with these tabs to see if you go out of ketosis, well, then you'll know. And so that's what I'm going to have to do. It's all a learning curve. But what I was doing, I bought this double whipped cream, this thick cream, and I was eating this like yogurt. I could eat the whole thing. I literally could spoon that down, and it's absolutely delicious, and I could live on that every single day, really. But there's a lot of calories. Now, there is only 1.6 grams of carbs per 100 ml. There's 300 ml in this. So therefore then, I would have about 5 grams of carbs. And you would think, fuck it, you can eat all that. No, you can't. Why? Because there is 467 calories per 100 ml. So there's about 1,350 calories in each pot of this. Now, I was putting this more soluble cream in my decaf and in my green tea. And I drink about 6 cups of that a day. And what I was doing is I was thinking keto friendly, glug, 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 glug. And so with 6 cups, I was consuming all of that. So I was consuming 1,350 calories on top of my 2,000 calories, maybe 1,800 calories or something like that. So I was, over 3,000 calories. And what happened is I started to put on weight again. So in the gym today, I weighed myself and I weighed 87.4. I went up to 87.9 about 5 days ago before I stopped spooning this down my neck like it was going out of fucking fashion. So I haven't touched a spoon of this in about a week, but I leave it in the fridge because it's so beautiful. I can't throw it away. I will use it, you see, because what I'll do is I've got this tub, and when this is gone, if that's not gone off by that time, then I'll use that. It probably would have gone off because now I was pouring that much into each cup of tea or coffee. So 1/6 of that, and I was having a lot of calories. 3, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's about 250 calories every time I had a cup of tea or decaf. So what I've done now is I just put 1 flat teaspoon in my green tea and 2 flat teaspoons in my coffee. And so in one day, I'm only eating 250 calories. And now the weight's coming back off. So, we live and learn, people. When I started keto, I was like 90.2 kilograms. Now I'm 87.4. And so almost 3 kilos. 3 kilos, a kilo a week. A kilo a week, that's 2.2 pounds a week. Now that's sustainable. I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm not, eating like a nun, so to speak. I am banging in a few carbs, and I'm going to talk to you about those in a minute. Because I came to a point whereby I didn't feel it was sustainable if I was just going to be eating meat, because the body craves other stuff. And just to eat a few slithers of these courgettes and a few slithers of mushrooms is heaven. It is actually heaven. So what I've done is I bought lots of these courgettes and I pickled a lot of them. So I do my own pickling, just boil up the vinegar, and you pour the vinegar in and you do your own pickles. You put these in just raw like they are, and then they're pickled. And so when I just need something other than meat, then I can take 5 or 6 of these, and that kind of just takes the edge off. So absolutely delicious. They're a godsend, and they're very low in carbs. And they're very low in calories, so we've got a win-win situation. But what I've discovered in recent times is that a 550ml bottle of Newcastle Brown has got 20 grams of carbs in it, albeit that the calories are only supposed to be 140. It's got 20 grams of carbs. So if my allowance maybe 20 grams or 30 grams, whatever, then I'm almost up to my maximum by drinking that. But not only that, you see, drinking alcohol takes you out of ketosis. It stops the body metabolizing anything, whether it's fat or whether it's carbohydrates, as long as you've got alcohol in your system. Because the body has to get rid of the poison, and it concentrates, it stops burning anything, and it gets rid of the poison. Now, one drink, say like this, would take about an hour. Of course, again, depending on your metabolism, how fast you're burning up stuff. But so what I tend to do is I start to drink this. So it's gone through my system. and the liver's dealt with it by the time I start eating. So all I've eaten today is 2 eggs and 2 small mackerel fish like that. That was about 1 o'clock, and it's about 6 o'clock now. And so my body would have metabolized that, and now the stomach would be empty, and so drink the alcohol, and so I don't care if the body stops metabolizing for 1 hour, because it's not got anything to work on, you see. So therefore it can concentrate on getting rid of the poison, and by the time the hour's passed, and I've been doing my cooking, then I'm ready to start metabolizing again. So I got tired of pork chops, lamb chops, 15-ounce Big Daddy steaks. I barely touched a tin of salmon. I got tired of smoked mackerel. I'm tired of everything. I'm tired of everything. Why? Because it seems the body just needs a balanced diet. It's crying out for a balanced diet. So I looked at what's the most keto-friendly vegetables, and onion, keto-friendly. So I've got 1 medium-sized onion in here. Now 1 medium-sized onion is about 10 grams of carbohydrate. Now I'm going to be eating half of this. This is 500 grams. 500 grams of beef, and it's 5% fat. So I'm going to eat half of that in one sitting. So I'm going to eat 250 grams of that. I'm going to eat half the onion, so only 5 grams of carbohydrate, and then I'm going to be eating, half of this. Now mushrooms, they hardly have any calories in, and of course very low in carbs. So you can, what a godsend. Something tasty like this, you can eat a lot of those. So I'm very, very happy to eat those. So what I've done is, now then, let me put the meat in, because that's having a bit of a fit. So I'm eating this, and I much prefer this, really, compared to the Big Daddy steak. And the reason being is because I can lace this with all different sorts of spices, and it's the spice that I need. I really need the culinary experience to enjoy life, to be fair, because okay, so a good steak, it's alright now and again, but if you're eating it every day or every other day, and you're not getting the spices, and you're not getting all the different sorts of tastes and texture, then it gets a bit boring. So I'm going to bang these in there as well, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this over, because I want the mince to be maybe a little bit rare. I don't want it to be overcooked, and so, but then also, you see, I've got all these different sorts of spices. Now, I'm not being pretty choosy or discriminate about these. I'm going to bang a load of chili powder in. I'm going to whack a load of Kush chilies in. I'm going to put smoked paprika in. I'm going to put all seasoned paprika, pepper, garlic, and this, that, and the other. And then I'm going to put Cajun seasoning in. And how I'm going to do that, people, is pretty randomly. Because I love spices, and it doesn't really matter. Right then, let's have a look and get this one here. I'll start just like this. So I'm going to put all those crushed chilies in. Then I'm going to go chili powder. Oh no, this is all seasoning, so I like a good helping of that. More chili powder, Then we shard chili. Cajun chili is very good for you. Smoked paprika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then gonna give that a good stir and put it back on the light. Now these mushrooms are basically just going to be warmed through. And the courgettes also. But the taste, both of them, they taste very nice, raw. Now, this is a very tasty meal. It's a satisfying meal, and it's about £2 cheaper. In actual fact, it's more than that because I won't eat all this in one sitting. So it's like 2 meals, and so it's like £2.50 for the mince, and you know, whatever half a courgette and a few mushrooms is. So you know, no more than £3. Whereas the big daddy steaks, I think they're about £6. They may even be £6.50, something like that. Now that's all I want from that. That's going to have that pretty rare, so I'm going to just have a taste of that. It's got a kick. I'm going to put that in. That, finish off that one. Put that in, because it's got garlic in that one. And so give that a good mincing around. And it's dry, well, you know, it's not got no sauce in it, but it's moist. Because I've not overly cooked the mince. And this is a meal I'm really looking forward to. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I can eat this a few times a week. I would prefer to eat this most occasions, I think, than the Big Daddy steak. And so, yeah. Anything else? It's not blowing my head off. I think I'm going to put some more chilies in. I'm going to put that many chilies in there. I like things to be pretty spicy. So, I think that'll be fine. I'm going to put it back on the heat. I'll turn it off. So just to warm it through just a little bit because it's getting a bit cold. Finish my beer. Now, I'm going to leave it half an hour so the body deals with this before I start to eat, really. But yeah, okay, 21 days, I've got 7 days left. So 7 days, I'm confident, at least I'm going to lose 1 kilo. So I would have lost 1 kilo a week, 2.2 pounds. If I continue which I don't think I will, because I'm going on holiday on the 4th till the 12th. Where I'm going is half board, and so you've got these beautiful continental buffets, and I'm not going to be anal about keto and losing 1 or 2 more kilos by just eating, bully beef and spam from my suitcase. No, I'm going to be enjoying all that food, but I am going to be walking like 10 miles at least every day, and I will be doing the 18-hour fast, and so the chances are I'll still lose weight. And so that'll be interesting to see if I still lose the 2 kilos. Well, I'm not even on keto, because at the end of the day, people, it's about how much energy you burn and how much energy you take in. Now, I won't be drinking any alcohol when I'm away, because the chances are I'm very unlikely to get Newcastle Brown in the Canary Islands. But not only that, I won't be eating. I won't be cooking in the evening time myself. I'll be eating something in the evening time, what I've taken in a Tupperware from the buffet in the morning. And if I'm still a little bit peckish, then I'll eat a can of bully beef or spam, something like that, or tin of salmon. I'll take a few of those tins just to make sure, because I like to eat about 10 o'clock, and so I'll have at least 7 cans of something. And so there you have it, people. It's very disappointing that I can't just spoon this into my gullet like it's going out of fashion. I've had to drastically reduce the creaminess of my tea and coffee, but by the time you've done it for a few days, the memory starts to get a bit distant, and then you don't think about it, and then it's kind of like you're into doing something different, aren't you? So people, there you have it. 3 weeks. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, my muscle tone is more pronounced. I most certainly have lost weight from a thin film over the whole body, now it's just lingering around the stomach where it does. Smidging on the hips, I can pinch this much on the hips. It's just basically skin with a little bit of adipose in there. But I'm pretty sure that by the time I come back from the holiday, I would have lost everything, and then I will just I won't continue the keto thing. I think what I'm more inclined to do is just like what I'm doing now, is I'm eating a few vegetables, but I'm going to be very selective about the vegetables which are low in carbs. So I'll be choosing all the low in carbs ones, and I'll be doing stir fries with all these spices like broccoli and different sorts of vegetables and spring onions and things like that, because I seriously consider and believe that a healthy, balanced diet like that is really the way forward. And I know that I will be much more satiated, and I will be at peace with that. Whereas now it's kind of like, oh, I'm on a diet, I don't want to be on a diet for the rest of my life. I want to be able to enjoy a very balanced culinary spread, and I'm just pretty sure that I'm not going to be eating rice and pasta and bread and sauces and all that stuff. Here's something interesting. So I was feeling like I just needed a little bit of something last night. Instead of eating something, I just thought, well, I'll have a drink of one of these. Now, you would think off the bat, you think like Bovril, Marmite, much of a muchness. But this one is vastly higher in calories and carbs than this one. Now this one isn't generally used to make drinks with. This is the one that you make drinks with. But on here, let me read you what it says about the carbs and calories. So actually, no, I didn't see it on here. Fully enough, it isn't on here. I had to go on the internet to look at it. But I think it says something like there's 17 grams of carbs in 100 ml, and this is a 250 ml jar. So obviously you're not going to be, drinking all that. But suffice to say, this one was hardly any. Whereas this one was vastly higher, and so, well, I mean, drink that one instead of drinking this one then. It tastes marginally different. So typical values per 100, 240 calories per 100 gram. 240, can't be 240. Yeah, 240. 240 calories per 100 gram. 240 calories. 240 calories is not much, is it? My bottle of beer is 140. So one spoon of that, what do you got like? It's about, I don't know, 20 calories, something like that. What's it say about carbs? Oh, it says 18.8 grams, of which sugars 0.2. So 18 grams of carbs in that. But this one doesn't say, it's not got that there. But anyway, by the by, people. Suffice it to say that I'm going to be keeping a very keen eye on all the things that I'm consuming to avoid sugar, to most certainly seriously avoid sugar. And then look at the calorific content of all different sorts of things, and I suppose I'm going to get to a point whereby I'm going to be monitoring the amount of calories. I'm going to be calorie counting. I never thought it would come to this, but if you want to really keep yourself in check and know why your weight fluctuates, then you've got to know what it is that you're eating. Now, I love cheese, and I did buy some cheese, but I've not been eating a great deal of cheese at all. But this cheese here, this Cathedral City, carbohydrate per 100 gram is 0.1, of which sugars 0.1 gram. So nothing in there. Now, if we go for the 100 grams, then there's 416 calories. So the calories in this are almost identical to this, and so we have to make sure if you're going to be eating any of this or this, we're within the calorific deficit. Now, there may be an occasion whereby I will just think, fuck it, I'm just going to eat that instead of a meal, because you do get satiated from the fat and salt in cheese, and it is really delicious. And so I've kept this thing here, but what I think I'll do is I'd love to grate, say like a third of that, sprinkle it on this mince, but I'm not, because I'm kind of serious about what I'm doing. So I mean, what I tend to do is, it's kind of like when I'm feeling, oh, I just could do with something fatty and salty, then I open this up and I'll have a couple of mouthfuls. And by the time, it's all stuck in your teeth and it's still in your mouth, it's like a dog just after it's had a little treat or something, licking the lips. It's kind of like that, so it's pretty satisfying. So anyway, people, there you have it. That's what I'm going to be eating tonight, and if I get peckish later, I probably will eat the second half of it. But if I don't eat the second half of it, then I've got a couple of pieces of Atlantic cod, fresh cod, which I'll fry in a bit of butter, and I'll bang some of these seasoning over it. And of course, within the fish, very, very low carbs, zero sugar, just protein, and so no problems there. So there you have it, people. 21 days into keto.